Again, finally on again. Hello, my YouTube. And now we're activating today. We're activating TikTok. And we got Facebook going. So thank you so much for joining. For those of you that never joined us before, especially TikTok, it's only because I've never done a TikTok. So today we're going to be blessed with doing a TikTok. And someone's on it waving hi.
Oh, hi.
Yes. So needless to say, let's get back. All of you that are familiar outside of TikTok, we have Facebook going, we have TikTok going, and we have our usual YouTube at Security Tales. Please follow YouTube at Security Tales. So first of all, I want to start out by saying the starving the problem, GLP-1, body types and nutritional truths. Everybody knows that I do a podcast every Thursday. And usually we have some fun with some political stuff and some other stuff we touch base on. We have fun with it. Today we are blessed to have Dr. Wynne Huang, she's my wife, and we're going to discuss some stuff. So welcome back to Security Tales, and today's a special one. We've got the incredible Dr. Wynne Huang joining us. She's not just a brilliant mind, but also my wife. And today we're diving deep into a hot topic: weight loss, GLP-1, medications, and why not eating enough food might actually be the reason people aren't losing weight. Dr. Huang is a primary care physician, and she runs her own practice called Caring for All, which is located in Winchester, Mass. She's helped countless amount of patients and navigate chronic illness, weight issues, hormone imbalance, and more. And today she's here to set the record straight. So, Dr. Huang, please say hi to everybody.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for having me on your podcast today, Filipe.
Thank you. You haven't been on for quite a while. I have not seen you on my podcast for quite a while. I thought we were going to start doing something every. I thought you said every Friday, I believe, was going to be your day. So I'm not sure what happened.
Life gets busy. I want to spend time with my husband.
Oh, that's funny because I'm here working. So, okay. All right. Okay. So we wanted to touch base. So obviously, before we even start the show, obviously we've been dealing with this new thing that's occurring in today's society, right? And it's their new fat loss, right? Or should we say, was it made weight loss shot? But was it made for weight loss shots? First of all,
no, it was originally made for diabetes.
Okay, it was made for diabetes. So, what is GLP-1?
Are we going to dive right into that right now?
I thought that's what the program was about.
I wanted to do a little background.
A background
on like nutrition and everything. No.
Well,
okay.
I thought nutrition. I'm sorry, everyone. I thought the GLP-1 now, and then we're going to discuss why they're doing the GLP.
Oh, okay.
Then the nutrition factor comes in. So if you do the nutrition factor before the GLP-1, this is the reason why they're not doing the nutrition factor. They're jumping on the GLP-1 to act like it's a nutrition factor and then explain why there's an issue. Maybe we should have pre-rehearsed this, everyone. Hello, TikTok. Thank you for following us. Go ahead. So what is GLP-1? Step one.
GLP-1 stands for glucagon-like peptide 1 receptor. And then there's also GIP.
I did not know this. What's GIP?
Oh, so GIP is gastric inhibitory peptide. So medications like Ozempic are GLP-1s. They were originally made for diabetes. And then there is Mounjaro, which is also for diabetes, but it's a GLP-1 plus a GIP. So GLP-1s or glucagon-like peptide 1 receptors work on your brain and your stomach. They work on your brain to tell you that you're full, and they work on your stomach to slow down gastric emptying. And then the GIPs work also in the intestine, and they're more important, not so much for the satiety, but for fat metabolism and energy conversion. So I think the combination is actually better. So if you think of the two different categories, GLP-1, so there's Ozempic, which is medically indicated for diabetes, and then there's Wegovy, which is the same exact molecule, but medically indicated for weight loss. And then you have the GLP-1 and the GIPs. So Mounjaro is the equivalent of Ozempic, but it has a GIP. And then Zepbound is the one that is for weight loss, not diabetes. But again, the same exact molecule as Mounjaro.
Not gonna lie, everyone, my head has just exploded. It just exploded.
I know those are a lot of big words.
That's a lot of big words for me. A lot of big words. So obviously, you're the doctor. I like to do my researches. I always try to figure out stuff and then ask my questions that come on. So what I came up with was GLP-1. Correct me. It's a medication like semaglutide,
Tirzepatide is actually a
Tri-
GLP-1 with a GIP.
Okay, or try whatever.
Tirzepatide.
There you go. Which mimics a natural hormone
Yes.
that regulates your blood sugar and appetite.
We already have GLP-1 in our bodies.
Okay.
Yes. So theoretically,
So,
if you like just chewed constantly, like on like fibrous carbs, you could stimulate your own GLP-1, but it'd be a continuous process.
okay. So all this, what it does is, correct, they slow down your stomach's emptying, increase fullness, and improve insulin response.
Yes.
However, they are not, and this is where you wanted to start with the nutrition, but I wanted to go backwards. However, they are not magic. They don't replace proper nutrition or strength training.
Correct.
Okay. Which that's what we got to bring into. So as you said, it's a all of this is basically made for diabetics. It wasn't anything made for like just diets, right?
Correct. It was originally made as a diabetic drug, but now it has multiple indications like now sleep apnea, decreased inflammation. I mean, we're like really finding all sorts of reasons to prescribe GLP-1, but they're not necessarily on label yet.
So I'm going to go off the track a little second. This reminds me of a story that they developed Viagra for the heart, for a vasodilator, right? To force more blood into the heart. But then patients started showing up with these massive heart-ons, per se.
Well, that's a little different. It was originally designed as a cardiac drug, but then we found that it wasn't that effective. But the side effect was because it's a vasodilator, it was helping with erectile dysfunction. So they're like, oh, it's not a really good cardiac drug. We're just going to use it for ED. But this is really a great drug for diabetes, and I love these drugs for diabetes because I call them what so-called smart drugs. So basically, the label does say you have to worry about low blood sugars, but not so much compared to some of the older traditional medications because it's a smart drug. It knows when to not overproduce insulin. So you're not going to get too low of blood sugar.
Okay. If anyone has any questions, because I know when we run our podcast on Thursdays, my YouTube lights up, and I know it's been a minute since we've done it on Friday. Please, I'll get up and look at it. I'll go over. We'll answer whatever you want. So, Dr. Huang, so I was trying to figure out some stuff, and I was like, what happens when you undereat, right?
Well, actually, Felipe, I had that question for you.
Okay. Is that for me?
Well, so can I backtrack a little bit? So
are we still staying in format, or are we going across the board?
No, you can go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, I wanted to give a shout out to my husband because he actually is very, very knowledgeable. For those of you who don't know, he has a background in.
You hear that, my people on Facebook that know me?
He's quite a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah. No knowledge, but plenty.
But I know you wouldn't guess it looking at him, but he has a background in personal training, nutrition. He actually used to own a nutrition and supplement store, and he was a bodybuilder. So I actually
hence the term was. Many moves 55 years ago.
But I know that people contact you still to like do their diets and get nutrition advice. So I wanted our viewers out there, both my viewers and your viewers, to understand that I actually get a lot of practical knowledge from you. And I would like to share that with all our viewers because I have maybe the medical perspective, but the sad truth is, Felipe, guess how much nutrition training doctors get in medical school?
Hold on, let me set it up as a question. Dr. Huang, how much education do you get in nutritional background for your patients in medical school?
So, well, I graduated from medical school in 1999, and I probably got 1 hour tops of nutrition training back then. Yeah, it's really not a lot. And every day I see patients who come to me asking me for nutrition advice. And I'm going to be honest, I don't think I know as much as maybe a certified registered dietitian or nutritionist or even you. I've been learning from my friend, Jenna Volpe at Holistic Living, who's a nutritionist, from going to seminars and actually talking to you. So I think it's great that we have this collaboration.
Well, thank you. Thank you for the plug. I appreciate it. And everybody that knows me, I own a security company for over 12 years. I'm a private investigator now, and I'll stick to that because it's much easier.
But let me follow up on your question. So I
Yes.
actually have some questions for you.
But you never go ahead. Go ahead.
So I've recently, as I don't know if you've noticed, I've recently changed my whole diet and nutrition program.
Yes.
So
you do 3 vodkas a day now. I got you. Okay.
So well, vodka is
Oh, please explain. I'm dying
so
to hear
anyway,
this.
no, I started listening to some podcasts because I was to help me give my patients advice, and I was listening to Mel Robbins, which I think who I learned about through my patients. And there's this misconception: a lot of women, and myself included, used to like go to the gym on an empty stomach first thing in the morning, cardio, and then I would do some weights. I know you would train with me, but I was like, no, I don't want to bulk up and blah, blah. Then I would work out. Then I do 30 minutes on the elliptical or treadmill, do some weights, go home, and then have breakfast. But I've changed that. And then there have been some discussions about how men and women train and eat differently. So I started having a small protein intake before working out, do my workout, and now it's more of a hit workout where I'm doing my own body weight, less cardio, more resistance training, and then more protein after. So I guess what I'd like to ask you is, what do you think about men and women? Is there a difference with eating before or after working out and the whole cardio and muscle thing? That's a lot of questions.
That's a lot of questions, but let's see if we can break it down. So what's the difference between a man and a woman?
Yes.
So a woman has a vagina and a male has a penis.
Unless you're transgender. And
yes, which
we have 2 X chromosomes.
Yes. Okay. So the second is we're going to go to a nutrition factor. It all depends. Like, I'm a mesomorph. So what are you?
Well, I don't know. That was actually going to be my next question, because I know you brought that up: ectomorph, endomorph, mesomorph.
Actually, I'm not round, so that would be endo.
So like what are these things, and how do you determine what you are, and how does that affect your nutrition and exercise?
So it's pretty simple, and I hate to say it. Some people that are mesomorph, we tend to hold natural muscle. We tend to our body's a little more efficient in metabolizing things. We have balanced macros. We like regular training is the key for that. So
how do you determine that's what you are?
Well, there's actually a graph. I don't know who's calling. Oh, it's Frank Pajutto.
Frank,
can't answer,
he's
Frankie.
Obviously not watching.
I'm doing a podcast, Frank. Can't do it. So basically, you look at it as you're built. So obviously, if you're short and round and softer, you are a
endomorph.
Endomorph, correct. So an endomorph is a rounder build, gains fat easily, right? Okay. Slower metabolism, needs a higher protein and a tighter caloric intake. Okay. So now we're going to bring down the carbs, simplifying the complex carbs with the fibrous carbs, what's the difference? Grains, all rice, stuff like that is complex. Yeah. Now we deal with greens like broccoli, asparagus, green beans, fibrous carbs, not salad. Salad's empty. So then you have the ecto, which I believe you're ecto.
Now, why do you say that? So the reason I ask is because
you're thin, lean. Okay. You're you gain weight or muscle, so you tend to hold a lot more muscle. You have a fast metabolism. You've stated you graduated school in 1999 medical school, so people can gauge what the age is. So someone at your age, you're muscular. So to me, you would need a higher caloric intake, and your protein would be much higher than your carbs.
Okay. I'm just asking because I see all these ads pop up on Instagram that say, oh, calculate if you're endomorph, ectomorph. So we don't really need those calculations. We can just like
You can look at
guess.
someone's form. That's not
Okay.
guessing. You can look at someone's form and go, that guy's
Okay.
ecto,
So
that
we
guy's endo.
so we talked about the two extremes, endomorph, like shorter, more round, pudgier.
I guess the word term pudgy,
And then
fat, pudgy,
ectomorph, more lean,
more
muscular.
lean. Yep.
And then mesomorph, is that somewhere in the
More
middle?
muscular.
So that's even more muscular than ectomorph.
No, ectomorph is thin, so
Oh,
more of a ripped, kind of more defined.
okay.
Meso, you're more.
So I'm ectomorph and you're
ripped.
mesomorph.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
But
Yeah, you're ripped.
okay.
Okay.
Um
Anything?
all right. So once we determine that, how does that make a difference in our caloric protein intake and workout routines? Is
Well,
it tailored differently for these different body
absolutely.
types?
So if I'm turning around, if I'm a meso and I want to lose weight, so now I know I have to figure out my caloric intake. And I basically, like me personally, I would sit with the person. I would find out times they eat, reschedule their times they eat, find out the times they work out. So it's more, it's not just about the nutrition part of it. It's about how that person functions. Like me, when I worked for the department, I used to work night shift. So now my night becomes what?
Your day.
My day. So now I have to figure out all of that. And then I have to figure out, is this guy carb intolerant when he eats carbs or she eats carbs? Do they bloat out? Do they not break down carbs and
I didn't know
complex
that was
carbs?
a thing.
Yeah. So it's more than just a nutrition factor of just dealing with calories. It's finding out that person. So simply, if you're going to tell me what's the difference between the ecto, endo, and the meso, and how do you set up a diet? You can't just give a diet. You basically have to figure all of it together
So
as one.
so as a medical doctor, I find this very interesting because I definitely don't like take this into account when I'm counseling patients. And I send a lot of people out to nutritionists and dietitians, and I wonder if they take that into account. Um,
I think the sad point about it, and it's showing up right now, and that's why I guess you wanted to talk about the GLP-1, which I totally agree. Nowadays, it's about the finances and the money. There's so many things that you could open up. So many people are selling NAD. NAD is the big thing right now. It's
I'm starting
absolute,
it tomorrow.
yeah, glutathione's the biggest thing
I'm
right now.
starting that too.
Great products, but now everyone's jumping aboard. Oh, you could take it and in a liquid form, and your body is gonna react to it. It's 100% bullshit. Your digestive enzyme's gonna break it down. You're not gonna be able to take it. And then I love it when they say it, and I forget the term right now, and I do apologize. That which I love this guy, Gary Brecker. Gary Brecker's such an intelligent guy, but like anything else, like Ben Weeder, the Weeder brothers, and everything. Back when I was a kid, when I did my first show, everybody bought Weeder products, and then you go to find out 30 to 40% of it had sawdust in it,
Really?
and you just find everybody wanted to buy it because they just promoted like it was bodybuilding at that time. So it just seems like there's so many new products that are coming out. For instance, GLP-1, Mounjaro,
So
try
tirzepatide.
whatever like that. What's the other one?
That's 4 letters.
Ozempic, right?
Wegovy.
Wegovy. So first product comes out, second product comes out, third product comes out, fourth product comes out. What else is going to come out? What are they going to mix it all together and say here's the bomb?
So can we backtrack? So when I was asking you a question because about eating breakfast before after working out.
So you want to go through a fasting stage? I'm going to tell you.
No. Like,
I do.
how do you break that down with the ecto, endo, mesomorph?
It's very hard to. Some people,
So
their spikes of insulin might be different. If they go in and go train, all of a sudden they're feeling dizzy and all this. I don't want them going in. So I would tell them an hour before, take in some oatmeal, take in a light meal, have a whey protein, have an isolate whey protein, because don't forget there's different types of protein. You have isolate, you have casein protein. Casein is more slow reacting.
And that's at night. You take that at night?
Yeah, I tell people you can do it in between meals if you don't have a meal for another 3 to 4 hours. It stops the body from catabolizing and eating away the good muscle. I also tell people going to bed because you want the muscle to feed off something good, a good supplement. And So you stop your body from starvation. Yes, absolutely.
So going back, so can we do a generalization, me as a physician, to give patients advice? Should I tell my patients that no matter what your morph is, it's okay and you should have some protein before you work out because otherwise you're breaking down your own body's muscle mass?
Step one, if it's somebody new to nutrition, so what I always tell people is this, back when we used to do nutrition stuff, I always ask, what's your water intake?
Mm,
So I always tell people, first of all, I want to get you hydrated
mhm.
because the most valuable thing is hydration. Hydration. We live on water. We need to get
Our body's
hydrated.
70% water.
Exactly. So if we have no water to kick out the toxins that we have, Coca-Cola is not water. I used to live with a guy in college.
That's a lot of sugar.
Yeah, he would wake up with a half a liter of Coca-Cola and say, oh my God, I'm good. And I'm like, wow. Now he has no teeth now when I see him. So that's pretty interesting.
Well, the sugar
But
probably.
I'm not going to say it's because of Coke, but let's just say,
Okay.
I'm just going to say he has no teeth. But so it's very hard to particularly say to someone when you wake up, how do you feel? Can you, like me personally, I haven't seen any of your patients, so I don't know who they are. But if they were to wake up and all of a sudden they say, "Oh my God, I wanna start working out. I wanna lose weight. I wanted this." I'm a turtle. I like things to go in a process. I never want to rush anyone.
Yes, that is true for you.
So I like the motivation. I don't want to rush someone because what happens if they rush?
They're gonna fall.
They're gonna fall. They're not gonna want to pursue this dream of what they want to do because they realize it's too hard because I went so hard. So you build them up for their gains. So the first factor is, hey, let's just make it easy. Let's do a diet. Let's do what you do now, which is you do panel tests, right?
Yeah.
So what do panel tests consist of?
Well, it breaks down your vitamins, so like B12, vitamin D, iron, then your hormone levels, estradiol, progesterone, testosterone, then like DHEA, prolactin, kidney
Testosterone.
function. Yeah, it's a pretty comprehensive.
Yeah, so it's everything that your body molecularly is structured for, right?
Yes.
Okay. So me personally, before I even touch base on something like that, so me, and you know this, me having a vitamin store at the time, supplement store, you're absolutely correct. It was called Felipe's Nutrition and Supplements. And the only reason why I said that is without nutrition, there is no supplements. So you have to educate yourself in what your body's lacking, correct?
Right.
So if I'm a patient of yours and I'm walking in, the first thing I'm going to ask you is not to jump on this product, which we're going to go back to discuss on, but Dr. Wong wanted to drift. The first thing I'm going to ask for is this. I need you to run a panel test on me because one of your famous words when I had a nutrition store, everybody would come up to me. I'm on vitamin D. I'm on vitamin E. I'm on whey protein. See that fat burner? I'm this and that. The right way to use a fat burner is when you get to a point where you're unable to burn any more fat, you bring it in if you want. It gives you the good thermogenic burns, create high. I'm not for it because it also screws with your head. So I kind of stay away from products like that.
What do you mean screws with your head?
So makes me like when I'm on those, it makes me batty. It makes me like nervous, anxious.
Like a stimulant?
Yeah, it is a stimulant.
Oh.
So with me, and you know this, I can't do stems. I don't drink. I don't do anything. I can't be over stimulated. It makes me nervous. So what I used to do is when they would come in, I would ask why, step one. And they would say, well, because this works, that works. My question is, how do you know it works? If you're taking every supplement across the board,
you don't
how
know
do I
which
know?
one. You don't know, right.
So now what I've been watching, it's happening again.
Mm-hmm.
So many people are seeing these great commercials, ripped up guys, ripped up girls. Oh my God, I'm going to do what they're doing. I can be like them. And I love that because it's just 100%. It's like false. So I used to tell people, why don't we just start out with a whey protein, go to your doctors, get a panel test, come back. And guess what happens when they would come back?
Well, they're really surprised at how deficient they are in certain things. They're like, I take B12, I take D, and they're like, oh my God, how are my levels so low?
If I tell you almost 100% of my customers didn't lack anything but vitamin D and vitamin B.
Yep.
So now they were coming to me while they expedited so much finances where they came to my store and I'm like, I'm not going to give you this because I don't feel you're lacking on it. And just to let you know, whey proteins have vitamins in it. Your food has vitamins
Yes,
in
you
it.
should be getting
So
your supplements, nutrition from your nutrients.
yes, and that's why my store was nutrition and supplements, because you only need to supplement what you're missing in nutrition.
Or you
And
can't absorb.
yes, and you can't absorb. Correct. And so like zinc and stuff like that, your body needs, but it's a lot of it has to do with your testes and stuff. But I find that interesting that everyone just believes. So this, I just shot from 238 pounds. I'm 205 pounds right now.
You look
And I did.
fantastic.
Thank you, honey. And you look gorgeous too. So everyone's like, what the hell? What are you doing? I'm not doing anything. I cut out my sugars, step one, because I love my chocolates. Love them. I cut those out first. And then all of a sudden, after I cut them out, the wife all of a sudden starts bringing them. And I'm like, what are you doing? Before, she never had them for me. Now she's bringing them. So now I'm like, oh, this is a joke. Now she's playing games. But I cut those out. And what I did was I wasn't running the race. I was slowly gaining control of myself again. And then I started doing my HIIT training at night.
Like me.
Yes. Why do I do it at night? Due to the fact that I want to get some caloric extra burn, and I want to use my body because I want to do what?
Burn. I don't know.
So
I don't know why you work.
I want to get an anaerobic routine in. So I want to work my insides more than my outsides. I cut back my training. I trained 3 times a week when before I was training 5 times a week. I started realizing that as I gotten older, it's not working out 6 times a week. And was I big? Yes, I was big. When you met me, I was 250 pounds. But I don't want to be that big anymore. And I think it's not healthy.
Can I backtrack? Can I ask you a question about the sugars?
Yes.
So I have a question about sugars, because you said you cut out sugars.
Yes.
And we have this conversation all the time. Like, I go into the fridge, I pull something out, and I say, oh my God, this has 27 grams of sugar. And then you say, well, it's all natural sugar, so it's okay. Can you break that down and explain that?
So it's funny you brought that up. So I was trying to figure out how to write this. So you look at the label on the Greek yogurt, right? And you panic.
Yeah.
So, because I know you love Greek yogurt. When you see 5 to 7 grams of sugar.
No, that's fine.
No, but I'm breaking down with the sugar. And I know because you eat yogurt, I want to explain it. So here's the truth about that. The sugar is a natural occurrence. Okay. So, and that's, how do I break it? It's from lactose. Okay.
How do you know they haven't added extra sugars to make the flavor, like the vanilla Greek yogurt? How do they make it
we are
sweet?
talking about it because it is the lactose that's in it. It's not legal. They're not going to do that. They're not going to violate their name brand to add the sugar and then find out and get blown up and lose business. That's why everybody that diets uses it. That's why bodybuilders use it. They're not going to manipulate you. So, which is a natural milk sugar. So remember that. It's something that curdles and something that is made internally with that product. So it's not added sugar. Okay. It's something that naturally occurs from the lactose of it sitting there. Okay. So it's like almost like, how can I say it? Cheese becoming mold, which is for what? Diabetes, right? Isn't that where diabetes was founded?
Penicillin.
Penicillin. See, that's why you're the doctor. So it's like you'd find in soda or cookies. Your body handles it different. Okay.
So I guess
it's not the same.
So I guess I'm confused. So did I ever teach you the Altman rule?
No.
So one of my mentors, when I was in med school, taught us and it's like published now in JAMA and all like the medicine journals. So the Altman rule basically says, to simplify, looking at the label, you look at the fiber and protein. You want at least 3 grams of fiber, because the idea is it's going to keep you fuller longer, and the fiber and the protein should be more than the sugar. So so the idea is that you're going to be fuller longer with the lower sugar. You're not going to have a sugar spike and feel hungry.
I got a question. What type of sugar? Natural
exactly.
sugar? Or are we talking about sugar?
It doesn't differentiate.
It has to.
No, like the rule doesn't differentiate. So that's my question. So
it has to. It's just like saying your BMI back centuries ago, people use it now. That's 100% bull. So I'm supposed to weigh 156 pounds at my height. How do you get 100? I wasn't even born at 156 pounds. So come on, that doesn't make any sense.
So my question is, how does someone know? So it's okay, because I used to think, 20 grams of sugar is 5 sugar cubes. So if this Greek yogurt has 20 grams of sugar,
it's not the same sugar though.
Okay, so how do we know that?
Because you're looking for something that has natural sugar. We just discussed this.
But it says
This
natural sugar?
It says natural sugar. So Greek yogurt has natural
Okay,
sugar.
so versus
So
Frosted Flakes.
Coca-Cola, exactly. Frosted Flakes tells you it has sugar in it. So if you look at Frosted Flakes, it gives you the breakdown of the sugar and what is made into it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So
it's almost like saying I'm eating, what is it, Fruit Loops or whatever. What are the colored cereal?
Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops. That, you know how everybody gets all excited because they get to drink the milk afterwards?
That's disgusting.
Right?
Yeah.
So what is that milk now?
Sugar.
No, it's dye, because Fruit Loops has dye to make it that color.
Right.
So now you're taking in dye. You're drinking in dye, you know?
So basically, like, but why? So then why is it like some fruits and fruit juices that have sugar?
You just said it. Fruit juices.
So it's added sugar in the fruit juices.
If I turn around the bottle and it's a fruit juice, it's going to tell me sucralose. It's going to say to me all the sugars that's used to it. Now, if I turn around a natural sugar, it's just going to say sugar. It's not going to have any other components and breakdown of it.
Okay.
So that's why you read the ingredients. You just don't read calories. You don't read sugar. You don't read fat. You read underneath it to see what makes that product.
Okay.
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 Okay. That's why everyone drinks zero, Red Bulls or whatever they call.
Yeah.
Because why?
There's no sugar.
There you go. But if you turn around, you know there is sugar in it.
There is?
I don't know. I'm asking. Anybody can answer that? All right, now you drifted off the whole thing.
I know. Wait, but we didn't answer the question about breakfast before or after training.
I said I did answer that, and I said I could not truthfully answer that unless I have the person that sits in front of me.
So there's no consensus that everyone can follow.
What does Athena say?
Aspartame.
Aspartame. Ay, sugar, fake sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not in aspartame, but. So the question is, should you eat before? So I would tell you this. What's the purpose of why are you asking the question? We'll do that first. Are you going into a fasting stage?
Right. And then you're burning your own muscle.
No.
Like if you don't eat. So I used to do that. I used to go to the gym on an empty stomach, work out, and then come home and try and nourish my body and be like, okay, I just burned a bunch of calories. Now I got to nourish my body. But now I changed it. So I have a Greek yogurt with berries before I train or work out. And then afterwards, then I'll have eggs and bacon. And people look at me like, you eat bacon? I love bacon. I eat it every day. You know that.
That's not a nutrition. Don't eat bacon. Don't eat bacon. Don't even eat fake bacon. So my comment is to you this. So you went through a fasting stage and you went and trained and you were flat. You weren't getting any muscle tone or muscle gain. Now you've brought in some quick carbs and some nutrients, some ORX from blueberries. Now you go train. You're leaner. Your body's now taking in nutrients to fuel you through your workout. So now you're fueled for probably 10 to 15 minutes because you burn your glycogen for about 10 minutes. Then you go in and you start to burn your caloric intake. So now we're not burning into the muscle cells. And now after you train, you're coming in and you're loading back in your proteins and your fats, not good fats, but you also do avocados.
Yes, I do. Yes.
So you do great avocados with it. And that's great. And you've gotten better gains. Okay. So now you meet me all of a sudden, which I don't do it anymore, but I do it for, some guys that I know that still fight, that go in and fight and they need a diet. And I'll do a diet for them because I know they got to make the weight and I don't want them to crash. So now I tell you, oh, no, go ahead and do the fast and this and that. You already tried it. You already knew it doesn't work for you. You've gotten so much gains off this way of doing it by feeding the body. So now you need to fuel your body.
But is that because I'm an ectomorph?
Doesn't matter. You could have been a meso and it might have worked different. It doesn't matter.
So it's trial and error.
It's exactly, and I hate to say it, when it comes to nutrition, it is trial and error. Like me, I breads kill me. I get some people I know, oh, I eat whole grain. Whole grain ain't real. There is no whole grain. It's all bull. But it doesn't work for me. But if I stay strict on sweet potatoes and stuff like that, I get vast. I get you see my veins come out. But if I bring in breads and stuff, and some people do toast and stuff before training, I can't. I can't. It actually bloats me. It actually I get up. But okay.
This is very sobering for me as a medical doctor because I feel like I'd like to think there's a simple cookbook way that I could give advice to patients, but basically you're telling me there isn't.
No, it's I hate to
It's a
tell
lot more
you this.
complicated.
It's first of all, what they're doing is wrong because that's why they're asking you for your help. So obviously my first fact would be, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm getting up and I'm not eating until dinner time. Well, that's a big mistake. You're not
Right.
fueling your body. Your body's going into the catabolic state. You're feeding off the muscle. But I'm just looking to lose weight. There's losing weight properly, and then
Correct.
there's losing weight incorrectly.
Correct.
And that's the way you want to avoid. Like I tell people, everyone's like, I got a friend of mine, and he starves himself for 6 days,
Yeah.
and he eats 1 day a week.
Well,
Has he lost weight? He says he feels the best, and then he uses the Bible towards me and says, you know, in the Bible, you don't eat in only 1 day a week. And hey, listen, obviously, see me with my God shirt, 100%, back him 100%. I hate to tell you, I'm not going to stop myself. You know,
I don't think I could.
I won't fast more than 4 hours. I'll manipulate my body at different times and offset it. And then I eat. But that's not me. I'm not going to live my life and not enjoy while I'm here on earth and not, you know, go out to dinner with my wife and, oh, no, I'm not eating this. We can go to a restaurant. But the sad part to say is, what does he do instead? 6 days a week?
Binges?
No, he drinks.
Oh.
He doesn't eat any food, but he drinks Tito's.
Oh.
So great diet. Great diet.
Wait, so let me interject. I agree with you 100% because I have people who come in, they do, oh, I do intermittent fasting, blah, 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 and I'm losing weight. And I'm like, well, that's great, but it's not sustainable. Like, do you
No, it's
agree with
absolutely not.
that? So, I
Absolutely.
mean, like,
Absolutely.
so why do people still do that? Like, just to lose weight quickly, but then they're gonna, what happens after that?
Do you know what I tell everyone? What we do is not for quick gains. This is a lifestyle. This is
Absolutely.
every day, every moment of your life, as it is a relationship. You need to adapt to it. You need to understand it and you need to work with it. And what I mean with it is not to take away from the word, the term with it, meaning with food and relationship. Anything can affect you in your body. Depression, anxiety, anything can give you these weight gains. It slows down your cortisol levels. So there's a lot to it than just food.
Including my favorite thing to do is sleep.
No, well, sleeping's great.
Sleep.
One of us doesn't sleep and you make up for it.
Well,
That's it.
well, I do stress that sleep is important. Adequate sleep can help maintain weight because it affects your cortisol level and
Okay.
your insulin sensitivity. You need adequate sleep to fight becoming pre-diabetic and diabetic.
All right. So this is funny. So I know you were talking about your staffing and stuff, not your staffing, my apologies, your patients and stuff, as I do with other individuals, like some of my employees. They always ask me, well, Jesus Christ, you know, you're 55 years old and, you know, I'm 28 and, you know, I don't do this and that. So a lot of them starve themselves. So what I always say is this: when someone drastically cuts calories, right, or skips meals, their body enters into a catabolic state.
Yep.
Right? We know that. And it's breaking down the muscle before fat.
Yes.
Now, why?
Why? Because it has a faster release of sugar.
No, because your body needs the best proteins it can to survive.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go after my muscle, right? Before fat. So here's what happens. First of all, your metabolism slows down. You burn fewer calories. Okay. So this is what's going on with all these people doing the GLP-1s.
Yes.
Okay. Muscle breakdown leads to loss of metabolic tissues. Fat retention becomes part of it. Body stores more fat, you know, efficiently now in certain areas. We get men around the love handles, you know, we get
I've had women come in, they're complaining, they're happy because on the scale their numbers look good, but outside they're like, I have pancake butt, I have the Ozempic face. Like
No?
they look.
So one of the biggest things though that I know you deal with, because I always hear it, then you know, you don't share who it is, but I always hear it, is your oh Jesus, thyroid and help me out here, doctor.
Testosterone?
No, leptin. So your thyroid and leptin gets really batty and screwy, right? So now all of a sudden, blood sugars instability causes craving and energy crashes, right? You get mental fog, which,
Brain fog.
yep,
Yep.
mental fog
Yep.
and fatigue, brain, because why? Because the brain now is lacking glucose,
Yes.
correct,
Yes.
right? So now you're having that, you just said it, rebound.
Yes.
So now you're having that rebound weight gain due to slower metabolism, right? And less muscle. And food is not the enemy. And that's what everybody seems to be thinking
We
right
like to
now.
say people have a complicated relationship with food. So yes, I completely agree. One of the most frustrating things about patients who are on the GLP-1s with the GIPs, well, more so just the straight GLP-1s, is it totally kills their food cravings. And I'll have people
Well,
go
I
ahead.
was, hold on, I was just about to ask you that. So one of my questions is, because I know we're getting to the GLP-1 again, why do so many people feel to lose weight, even on GLP-1, and when they're eating very little?
Well, we kind of touched base on it already. So let's start with the basics. They aren't nourishing their bodies. I have people come in at 3 o'clock in the afternoon who are on GLP-1, and I say, "What have you eaten today?" Oh my gosh, I haven't eaten anything. I'm like, it's 3 o'clock. You haven't fed your body. I'm like, when are you going to get your calories and protein in? I'm like, have you drank anything? I mean, some of them are like, yeah, I've had a couple of water here or there, but they've completely killed their metabolism by not intaking or nourishing their body. So, oh, I forgot to mention another really common complaint I get is hair thinning or hair loss, because they're just not getting enough protein, B12 from protein based foods. It's becoming an issue. So I think people get frustrated. They lose weight initially, but if you don't have the basic foundations of how to eat correctly, get enough proteins in, and also exercise,
Yeah,
that it's not going to work, and you're going to initially it may help, like just like the intermittent fasting, but it's initially, but eventually you're going to stall.
absolutely. So let me ask you. So one of the biggest things that I've noticed, okay, and I'm going to use Kardashians, right? I
Who are
remember,
they?
yeah, I personally don't know, but I know what they associated to. I remember when they did this product called, I'd like to say it was like some,
Garcinia with
yes,
the
yes,
Dr. Oz. It was
yes,
yeah,
it blew
like five
up and they
six
did
years
it
ago.
and
Yeah.
everyone's jumping. Oh my
Yeah.
God, I'm losing so much weight on this. When in the reality, they were all using Ozempic and it
Hmm.
finally came out to be truthful. So I kind of just wanted to say that. So it's kind of funny when you go and you research stuff. But the reason why I had said that, I think the product, from my standpoint, but you as a medical doctor, what do you think about the like the mental craze that's going on with this product? Like, how's that affecting you solely, not as a person, but as a doctor?
It's become an epidemic. The mentality behind the obsession with the scale
Okay, I'm sorry.
is huge. I have people who come in, they're at their goal weight, and yet if they gain 2 pounds, they're calling my office, they're freaking out. I really honestly believe it's become an obsession with the actual number. And whereas people really need to focus on how they feel, and specifically like feeling strong and capable and like having good muscle tone.
Yeah.
And people are forgetting, they think it's like this magic shot, and I'm like, well, what are you doing now? What are you doing for activity? What are you doing for nutrition? And they're like, oh, I'm doing everything, which actually I have another question for you coming up. But and then they think that whatever they're doing isn't working and they just want the shot. And I'm like, but it's a little bit more complicated than that. It's like, let's look at your hormone levels. Maybe, you're perimenopausal. You wouldn't need this shot if your hormones were in balance. Let's look at your thyroid.
So what's the difference between a male? Because it seems like you're touching base with females mostly.
Well, I actually that's an interesting point. I think I have 99% are females on these GLP-1s and GIPs. I don't really have men coming in to ask for them.
Really?
Yes.
I would think more males now
Mm-mm.
because now so many people are more metro now, and I would
No,
think
no,
they would
I
really
can't
come.
even think. I don't have any men who are on it for weight loss. They are on it for diabetes because they actually need it for
They
their
need it.
diabetes.
They absolutely okay.
So actually, that was the question I had. A lot of times when I'm counseling patients, I say, "What do you do for activity or what do you do for exercise?" They say, "A, I don't have time for exercise. B, I'm already very active at work." Like they'll be like, "I work in a factory. I walk like 20,000 steps a day. I'm a mail carrier, blah blah blah." So they're like, that's my exercise. And and in the back of my head, I'm like, well, are you getting your heart rate up? Are you out of breath? Like, is that adequate, do you think?
So that's a pretty interesting question. Now, me, from my background, like once again, I'm not throwing any value on anything anybody else says, but this is the way I look at it. If they're telling you they're walking 20,000 steps, I'd like to say, how long did it take you to walk 20,000 steps? If they say within, well, I work 8-hour shifts, now I turn around and try to figure out, okay, so when did you eat?
Mm,
Because now what's happening is you're starving the body,
yes.
you're burning empty calories. Now your body's going into the reserve. Now I'm not going to burn fat. I'm not going to burn anything. So my question is, if you're walking that much in an hour, in 8 hours,
Yes.
when did you take a break? When did you feed the body?
Right.
When are you doing everything else? So now if you're telling me, well, I don't eat, I'm walking, I'm nonstop, that will explain to me. So now
Okay.
I would say, take something with you. Like me personally, I would tell you that, some of your people, do you like eggs? Yeah. 2 hard-boiled eggs and a half a cucumber, and grab it for a snack while you're there. Try to get in your meal. And if you can't get a meal in, bring something that you can that
Like,
has
would a
great value.
Fairlife protein drink be adequate?
Absolutely. Great protein. You're getting the good fats and you're walking around. I love it.
That's not paid advertisement
No,
either.
but I turned you on to
I
it.
know, it tastes delicious.
Yeah, it doesn't taste like crap. But
30
yeah,
grams of protein.
30 grams of protein, and that's all it takes. So if you have time to drink that soda, replace it with
Protein.
protein.
Fairlife. And
Fairlife.
what do you
Replace
think
with Fairlife.
about so these podcasts I've been listening to say that you should take 1 gram of protein for every pound that you weigh.
That's true. That's not just a podcast. That
You
is
think
the
that's
math.
true?
Yeah, that is the math.
That's very hard to obtain.
Yeah, like I'm supposed to do 5 point something ounces of protein per my ratio for my body weight. And I'm not gonna lie, it depends what I'm eating. If I'm getting a good piece of chicken, I'm gonna do 10. If it's a great piece of fish, I'm gonna eat 8.
You would need 200 grams of protein a day.
A day.
A day.
A day. It's not as hard as you think.
Yeah.
So if you break down your meals and you look at it, I
I've
guarantee.
tried. Yeah. I don't
if you
think I'm
break it
eating
down,
it.
no, but you shouldn't be eating it. Meaning you don't weigh the same.
No, I know, but I don't think I'm
That'd be
meeting
kind of
my
silly.
goal because like the Fairlife is 30 grams. So that's 30 grams. And then I have Greek yogurt, which is like 17 grams.
Okay.
So that's 47. Okay, well, maybe I
Yeah,
can.
go ahead. Like I said, it's pretty simple. If you really break it down, you're like, holy Christ, I'm over it,
Okay.
and you don't realize it. And then, but what it is giving your body time to break it all down. So it isn't, let me eat at 8 o'clock. Oh my God, I'm hungry at 9:30. I got to, no, it's most likely you're dehydrated. So drink water, hydrate. Then if you need a snack 2.5 hours to 3 hours later, grab, I'd say 8 almonds, slam them in your mouth, get some good fats in you, and that's it.
Or half an avocado.
Half an avocado, get some great fats, But let me ask you something. So, what are some of the signs someone is doing more harm than good in their weight loss efforts and being on GLP-1?
Harms. So like you mentioned, because they're not getting your protein, like the brain fog, the fatigue, just generalized weakness, hair loss, loose skin. You can see it. Like I said, the pancake butt.
No offense to pancake butts. Okay,
Well,
you
no,
keep
it's
saying
like
pancake butt.
no, I've heard that
Maybe I'm
term.
just born with no butt, but I was
The saggy
blessed with a
face,
big butt.
Ozempic face. I mean, like like I also have a med spa, and we are now learning how to do injectables just for people who are losing all their facial fat.
Yes, and that's what that was going to be one of my questions. So people that are using all these products and alternative products, because they don't look as full anymore, that
Yep.
they're losing so much. And what do you call it? Ozempic face, I think you
Yeah,
said.
Ozempic face.
Ozempic face, they're calling
I
it.
like this.
Where they're drooped and they look like a skeleton, and now you're
And then they have loose skin.
loose skin.
Yeah.
So what do you? But
So when
don't they see plastic surgeons for that?
well, yeah, but like I really try and encourage people to stay ahead of the game by, like you said, hydrating, getting enough protein. So that's number one. Then number two, I do encourage my patients because I have the Medispa part of it too, to like do things like the M sculpt, which I have, which does 20,000 muscle contractions. So you're still focused on building muscle, but you can only build some muscle if you're, depending on how much you're nourishing the body, right? So you need to do that. So we have that skin tightening, trying to stay ahead of it before they lose so much weight that they look emaciated. Do you know what that word means?
Okay, I'm sure there's a joke behind this. So why don't you go ahead? Why don't you share the joke, Dr. Wong? Because For those of you that are not familiar with me on TikTok, so I also run a podcast show and it's on YouTube and it's called @ so it's that ampersand.
Yes.
Security Tales,
No space.
TALES, no space. I have this issue with
Big words.
big words, I
Bigger than 2
guess.
syllables.
Okay. Yes, I'm educated. Yes, I've been to college. Yes, but I also speak another language. And
Did you graduate college?
Of course I did.
Okay.
Wow, that's kind of an insult.
Well, you went to different
Wow.
colleges.
Yes, I
So I
did.
was confused. I didn't know which one you actually graduated from. Because you went to Northeastern.
Yes, but
And
I
Bentley?
didn't go there. No, not Bentley, Salem.
Oh.
I finished out my degree at Salem State.
Okay.
Yes.
I thought you went to Bentley too.
No, I never went to Bentley. I
Oh.
went to Middlesex, then Northeastern, then finished out at Salem.
Okay.
I went to Bentley when I got in the fist fight when I was younger, and I got
okay.
for that
I
thing,
knew
that
you
guy
were.
that
I knew
sued
you
me.
were at Bentley.
Yeah, that's another story. It was when I was 19. You got to catch Security Tales for that. That's the show you catch. This is actually supposed to be an intelligence show. But let's just say one day I came and I saw a friend of mine, right? And my friend is on one of these products. Is it Ozempic? I have not seen him. He looks great. He lost so much weight that his face was so hollowed. I said, "Oh my God, honey." I says he looked emancipated. And I realized that when I said the word emancipated, I associated it to Martin Luther King because I remember there was a speech when I was younger. And she died laughing. And she goes, "What did you say?" And then couldn't stop laughing. And what was the word I was reaching for?
Emaciated.
Emaciated. Yes. So my mistake. Okay. So I'm sure people have had issues like that. So one of my biggest things is this: when you're using a product, I always look at things that nutrition is before supplementation. And when you're using a GLP-1, Ozempic, what's that other word I can't say?
Semaglutide?
No, I can say semaglutide.
Tirzepatide?
I don't know why I can't say tirzepatide.
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 Yes.
Tirzepatide. All right. So first, you got it. So one of the biggest things that you wanted to discuss was this product and how it's affecting, right? So when you were discussing how it was affecting, you never really stated how it was affecting you as a doctor.
It's been very frustrating. People don't understand the complexity of dealing with insurance companies to try and get your insurance to pay for it. They think it's just like calling it an allergy pill, but there's actual certain what we call like prior authorization questions that we must ask that are required, and we have to document all these things and then submit it for review. So some examples are they want to know, have you been in a weight loss management program for at least 6 months, which could include like, do you have a gym membership? Do you like go to any nutrition programs like Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers, whatever, blah, 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 to show that you've already tried these lifestyle changes. So insurance isn't going to just automatically give you these prescriptions. They want to know that you've already tried and exhausted everything. So that's number one. Then there are certain criteria. They want to know that your BMI, for example, is at least 30.
So how do you do that BMI?
In our office, it's height and weight, and I understand people get upset about it because it's like not, you could be more of a heavy boned or a thin bone, whatever.
Which is what? Meso, ecto?
Exactly. So it could vary. But unfortunately, these are the guidelines that insurance companies have come up with, and they have these hard and fast rules. So they want BMI greater than 30 or a BMI greater than 27 with comorbidities, which mean like high blood pressure, diabetes, sleep apnea. Like if you have those, then you can get easier covered. And then once you get it covered, to stay on it, they have certain criteria. Like you have to show that you've lost 5% or more of your body weight in like 3 months or so. Because if you haven't, they're like, why are we going to continue paying for this drug? Now, the other thing that gets really frustrating as a provider that patients don't understand is we as doctors don't make up these rules. The insurance companies and your employer, if you have your health insurance through them. So do you want to hear something really crazy? So if you are an employee of Winchester Hospital, BI Leahy Health, they used to abide by the guidelines of BMI of 30 or more to cover. Do you know what they changed the new guideline to?
I'm going to say it probably went higher.
40.
Of course.
40. So your BMI has to be.
They want to save on costs. It's costing them way too much money.
Your BMI has to be 40. I mean, that's gastric bypass.
Yeah, that's like a 100-pound man putting on 300 pounds.
Yeah. So, I
Yeah.
mean, and it's gotten, people have gotten desperate measures. I literally have people say, you know what? I need a BMI 30. I'll put on 10 pounds just so I can get it approved. Then I'll lose it. Or I'll become diabetic. I'm pre-diabetic. I'll get there so I can get on it.
Yeah.
It's caused.
It's good to see they got goals to put weight but not lose weight.
So
Nice.
and then it's very frustrating for us as providers that they don't understand. Like, it's not us, it's your employee who has the insurance that they set up, the agreement that they make with your insurance plan. It's the guidelines that the insurance plans have come up with. They have very strict guidelines. So these are what we go through. People are having a hard time. They want this drug yesterday, where they don't understand these are the criteria and the steps that we have to go through to get it covered, and then continue to get it covered. You have to continue to show that it is helping you with weight loss.
That is ridiculous. That really is. It's like strange world right now. But what I kind of wanted to end on that, on the GLP-1, the Ozempic and everything. And as we discussed, we're dealing with so many friends and people and patients. It doesn't work. It doesn't work on me. Oh my God, I've done it. It doesn't work on me. Well, these are the key factors that I came up with researching it and knowing from just background on nutrition. Step one, you need protein with every meal.
Correct.
Okay. You need
And water.
Well, always water. Water isn't a give me. So you need complex carbs post training.
Can you give examples of that, please?
So a complex carbs could be oatmeal.
Is it like my
could
Ezekiel
be potato. Ezekiel bread could be for post training.
Sweet
potatoes.
Banana. It's a simple carb.
Yeah, it's simple carb, but you can use it.
I noticed you've been eating half a banana once in a while.
Yeah, because it's too much carbs and too much sugar at the time I need it after training. So you need to take in some healthy fats, right? You need to take in because without the healthy fats, as you do, which is, what's your favorite?
Avocado.
And
salmon.
Well, you don't do it after training.
Oh, no.
You do it. But you know what the interesting part is? Do you understand what good fats, what they support?
Your nervous system?
Hormone.
Oh.
Yeah. It supports your hormone. So, and like, this is great because you need it. Hydration is electrolytes. I like a product called LMN. The product that's LMN has all the sodium and everything I need. It's already regulated for it. And then you need a strength train 3 times per week. Definitely need a strength. If you're starving all day, binging at night, skipping meals, thinking the shot, will do all the work. It won't. It absolutely won't.
Can I just put a plug in, because now I'm a postmenopausal woman. Strength training is key to build up your muscle tone and also your bone density.
Okay. All right. So I would like to say, for my closing thoughts, GLP-1 is a tool. But if you don't fuel your body properly, all you're doing is shrinking your metabolism and sabotaging your long-term results. Health isn't just about weight. It's about nourishment, strength, and sustainability. And the way you jumped up, I knew you had something to say. So go ahead. I wasn't ending it. I was just saying my last intake.
I feel like we've talked about a lot of like potentially like negative things about GLP-1s and GIPs, like why they may not be appropriate for everyone. But there is a room, there is a place for them. There are people who have like constant food noise and they can't quiet that down. And those people who are like binge eating and they just feel out of control. I absolutely think that this is appropriate for that group of people, but not necessarily for the people who come in. I mean, I get ridiculous stories, like people who are like, oh, I'm going to be pregnant next year, but I want to start off skinny. So I want to lose 10 pounds before I become pregnant. And it's like the 5 to 10 pounds that they just want to lose, or they're going on a cruise and they want to binge eat while they're on the cruise. They don't want to lose weight. That is not an appropriate use of these medications.
Well, I like your story where you told me that somebody had said, because they're having a buffet and the free buffet thing's coming up in a week, and she understands she got approved for it, but she wants to start it after she gets to eat the buffet.
Yes.
So that's kind of funny, but at least
these are true stories.
Yeah, but see, these are the times that I would say, imagine if you really wanted it, you wouldn't eat the buffet and you would start it. So that would show that you're motivated to do this.
Well, I know it's a priorities. I mean, I have people their insurance is going to cover. I say, we have out of pocket costs $400 a month. I mean, I don't know what's your Uber bill when you're starving at night. You order Grubhub or something like that adds up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hmm.
It's priorities, discipline, and like you said, it's a lifestyle change. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. And I think, unfortunately, people want a quick fix.
That they do. So listen, everyone, I would like to say thank you so much, Dr. Wong. I appreciate you coming in here and bedazzling us with your intelligence. Once
My
again,
big words.
your big words.
Terzepatide.
More than 3 syllables, you lost me. So once again, thank you everyone for joining us, and for those that are going to view later on. And thank you to the new supporters on TikTok. And I'm excited. But stay tuned for Thursday. Every Thursday at 12 o'clock, you will see us. We changed the time from 12:30 to 12 p.m.
And if you
So
have any health topics you'd like us to discuss in the future, please let us know.
absolutely, someone's throwing hearts at you, honey. And also we're trying to get Dr. Wong to have her own show on Fridays, and me questioning her, I guess.
Hosting.
Posting.
Hosting.
Oh, hosting. Posting. Okay. I'm gonna host, I guess. But hey, everyone, thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Facebook. Thank you.
How come did that time out on TikTok?
Yes. Live won't
Because
end.
we
It's
went-
still live. Still live. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.